In the first commandment of the 10 Commandments, God says, "You shall have no other gods but me." Hey guys, it's me, Douglas, and yeah, today I want to talk to you guys about the 10 Commandments. Specifically, I want to talk to you about the first of the 10 Commandments. Yeah, I'm going to do 10 videos, one on each of the 10 Commandments, and today we're going to start on the very first one, which is, "You shall have no other gods before me." That's what God said. And in some translations of the Bible, it says, "You shall have no other gods besides me." Okay, so basically what it's saying is there is only one God, and that's the God of the Bible. That is our God. He's the only God ever and only. Just God is God. You know, there are lots of other religions out there, other people that they don't believe in God, or at least they don't believe in our God. You know, there's different religions like Islam, and then there's like Hinduism and Buddhism, and really there are a ton of religions, lots and lots of religions, and they all believe in different gods. You know, some of them believe in one God that isn't our God, and some people believe in lots of gods, and there's just lots and lots and lots of them, but there is only one true God, and that is our God. And we are not to honor those false gods as real gods. Long time ago in the Bible times, there was a man named Elijah. And Elijah was a prophet of God. He was the last prophet of God because you see, there was this false god that all the Israelites started following. His name was I can never remember how to pronounce it. It's either Baal or Baal. I'm going to call him Baal, but it's B-A-A-L, Baal. And so all of God's people started worshiping Baal because everybody else was worshiping Baal, and they thought, well, if everybody else does it, then it must be right? No. See, here's what happened was Elijah had a contest with the prophets of Baal. So he was the only prophet of God, and there were like hundreds of prophets of Baal. Okay, and the prophets of Baal and Elijah, they said, okay, so here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to each set up an altar, and an altar was sort of like a table mixed with like an outside fireplace sort of thing. You'd put an offering on it and you'd burn it, and that would honor God. And some people, they would burn offerings to false gods, and the Israelites, they would burn offerings to the one true God. And so Elijah said, okay, let's both set up an altar and we'll put a sacrifice on it. And instead of lighting the sacrifice on fire ourselves, we'll ask our gods to light the fire. And whoever's God answers with fire, that is the one true God. And so the prophets of Baal said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. And so Elijah let them go first, and they set up their wood, and they set up their offering, and then they all started dancing around and shouting, trying to get Baal to listen to them. And they were screaming and they were yelling, and because they thought that Baal was way up in the sky and that he couldn't hear them. And so they were dancing and they were screaming and they were being as loud as they could to try and get Baal's attention. But they were never going to get Baal's attention because Baal is not real. Baal was just a false god that they believed in. And so they're dancing and screaming and trying to get Baal to listen, and they even were like cutting themselves, trying to get Baal to pay attention. You know, it's almost like, have you ever seen like a little kid throwing a tantrum? Yeah, that's kind of what I imagine. They were trying to get Baal's attention as hard as they could. And it was really kind of messed up stuff. But they went for hours and hours and hours. And Elijah's just sitting there like, so, no fire, huh? Maybe you should talk louder. You know, maybe Baal is like, maybe he's out shopping or something. Maybe you should leave a message. And so the prophets of Baal, they finally gave up after like a whole day of screaming and dancing and like cutting themselves and stuff. They never heard from Baal. The fire never came and lit the altar. And so then Elijah said, yeah, okay, well, this is a little bit too easy, okay? So instead of just having all the wood and the offering up on the altar, we're gonna douse it with water, lots and lots and lots of water. We're gonna pour water all up over it, and you know what? Let's even dig a trench all around the altar, and let's fill that all up with water. So much water that you could never light this thing if you tried. And so they did it, and he took a step back, maybe a few steps back, and Elijah prayed to the one true God, and he said, God, please show us that you are the one true God. And after he said that, I kid you not, okay, fire fell down from the sky and just went, and it totally obliterated the altar, and it burnt everything up, and licked up all the water. It was just this crazy strong fire, and it even burned up the other altar too. Everything was just boom, fire. And God proved to everybody there that he was the one true God. And he proved that every other God is just make-believe. And so my challenge to you guys today is that we would follow the first commandment, and we would not put any other gods before the one true God, that we would not believe in any of the make-believe gods. And there are also lots of people out there that they don't believe in any gods at all. They believe there's no such thing as a God. But there is, and there is one, and he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And he sent Jesus Christ, his Son, who is also God, to save you from your sins. So let's all follow the one true